Welcome. Take a moment to share this. Thank you for your presences. As we are here, we are rising together, acknowledging our soul's worth, our truth within our light of beingness. The SHEKHINAH. Welcome, my loves, our loveds, true soul family. As we rise into our acknowledgement of our soul's worth, of our self-worth, of our beingness. I welcome you to this experience. You see, the truth that exists beyond the illusions of what you were taught existed based on a miscommunication, an error in translation. A book or many books that you were taught were the real truth that existed, based on another language's translation that lacked to have all of the full depth of truth that came from the other languages that had more words because they were more intelligent. They have a larger language than the languages that translated those scriptures, those books, those religions. When we acknowledge the truth that exists, we acknowledge the relevance of who we are as beings. The acknowledgement of what really exists beyond the illusions, beyond the false prophets, beyond the lacking of translation. Welcome, my loves. Now I come to you from a place of recollection, of memory. During the moments of the scribes, I in my temples, my beautiful loved ones who worship me in my temples, who honored their families, who honored themselves as souls, who lived in an existence that was very thankful, very much forgiving, very accepting unto all creations as we taught them to be, as we guided them to be, as they guided them to be. We teach a lesson of remembrance, and I shall sing it to you. In a deep place, within the sacred caves, within the sacred tombs. Beyond the prisons that you were led to when you decided not to follow the religious paths that were told you to do. Beyond the sacrifices of the fearful, into the wombs of the sacred caves that you took resonance into to be you. We taught of ways that influenced creation to rise up and to heal again. We taught of the botany of Gaia's sustainable medicine, the roots, the seeds, the trees, the honoring of the bees. So the resonance of music and the frequencies, the healing within expanded. The promises that we are the keys, that we are the source of light, that we are the cures. We have not fought so many battles now as we did in those moments, in those ways. But we have profound remembrance of what we have experienced, the depths, the betrayals. We have not forgotten you or what you have done, but we have remembered your souls. Pure and light, beautiful and loving, as a mother would deserve to love creation, so sacred, so beautiful, so loyal and so loving. Even if you do worship others, we love you, because we acknowledge that you are reaching for us. We acknowledge that you are reaching for the truth that exists from whence you began, the truth from the beginning of creation. If it not be me, if it be another, it is beautiful that you are so loyal and so loving and so compassionate and so forgiving and so deeply passionate. Shows loyalty, even if there is confusion there because you were led astray by those who were seeking to cause destruction or seeking to cause belittlement from the womb goddess. Many have come through who claim, who feel, even my own creation, Lovey, who has a penis, feels as a goddess, which is beautiful. There's no gender upon God or goddess. In reality and in honesty, the truth that exists is that we want to be recognized as existing. We enjoy being acknowledged that we exist, that we have risen, that we have come before, that we have come now, that we are present. Each of us who have risen now, all of us, all of our tribes, we have risen again. So what are we going to do differently now? It's not a gender war, it's not a vaccinated or non-vaccinated war. It's not a war on religion. It's a spiritual soul identification, acknowledging who you are. I am aware of who I am, but who are you? And what are you doing to make sure that your soul is not going to get lost again with confusions, with illusions, with trickery? We must stand strong in our awareness as we are family. Every constellation, one. Every black hole into the constellations, into the galaxies, into everywhere that exists within Gaia expanded. We are all one tribe. Do not hesitate to unite because of differences, because you are taught that segregation is not okay, because you are taught that integration is not okay. How then do you find your soul family if you are so confused? Do not be confused. Remember, every continent was one. All constellations, all womb home planets, one. Everywhere, one. We are one tribe united together. We must rise united together. We are not weak. We are strong. We are mighty. We are infinite in our light, in our victory of acknowledging our self-worth as light, as love, as pure. A pure can be the pure that you feel you are, not what another sees you as, or not what another expects you as. They have not walked in your shoes. They have not walked in your footsteps. Your experiences, your battles that you have overcome, the battles that we have overcome, we have risen above, are our experiences. So let us not judge each other, for our experiences are our experiences. I guarantee that another could not have withstood what you have experienced in those ways. I truly believe none here watching could have ever experienced what I experienced in the ways that I have. But let us be transformative like the sacred butterfly, the babushka. Transformation within us, enlighten us and inspire us to overcome the obstacles and the illusions. To overcome the obstacles and illusions of that happened then. Will that happen now? Fear not, for we are risen. We have the lineage within us to discern this truth, that we are not weak. We are not devastated. We are not suffering. We are risen. We must take our rise. Now I shall activate you to the Akashic memory of my loveds, our loveds. Pray the light that washes inside, as the soul shines bright, glowing outwards, as the soul feels worth, glowing outwards, washing in the light that you deserve to feel inside. And wiping away the shame, the guilt, the harboring, the hate, washing through that ignorance with the pure light and pure love that is deserved as a true creator would give. True creators do not cause guilt and shame. They cause an awakening awareness of what must change. A pure light, a pure recognition, an abundance of healing, releasing you from the karmic trench that you felt that you deserved to experience because you are lost. Angara tau tau. Asho zayin ye grau zayin yerau. So I'm going to give you a chance to ask me questions. I'm going to turn the volume on this so that I can hear you. Thank you for your soul's presence, being risen again. I appreciate, love you each for choosing to come through during these extreme experiences. All right. Questions are important. If you have questions to ask Guy, you are welcome to ask Guy. I have the answers, and I always have the answers. Christine, yes. So the way that you are gifted is that you are meant to write. You are meant to write sacred songs. And when you write them, you share them. And they instantly become a song to those who you share those poems with. Some call them poetry, I call them songs. Thank you, Christine. You also have, so there's telekinesis. So Christine, working with telekinesis is also very helpful. So I say, like, the way that you should practice is continuously work on moving items without touching them. And eventually you will remember how to do it, because you are the great-great-grandchild of us as Aphrodite. So which says that you also have an ability to have an allure with some beings, and they feel like they can tell you things that they don't always tell others. And so it's very helpful, but it also helps you to be careful to not choose them. If they're telling you things that do not resonate with your heart, then be careful. Do not just lay with them. Do not allow them that close. Lily, I suggest greatly I suggest that what you are meant to do is to dig deep. And I'm talking about with your fingers and mud. Put that around your stomach to heal through the womb experiences. Put that upon the neck to release yourself from the back sabotage and the feelings that you are not good enough. And then upon your face, I want you to put salt. So you're purifying your face. You're purifying the memory of who you are, and you're accepting yourself as a grand being, as a grandparent to certain souls because of the fact of who you are and that you came through. Also, you acknowledge you're not an adolescent. And that's why when others treat you as that, it's quite frustrating. So you have to re-embrace the fact that you've been a grandmother and that you're present to help others work through their experiences, to help teach the parents how to parent, to be able to help you take care of you as well in the ways that you need to. Sorry about my attire, it's okay. I figured it out. Let's see, Crystal. Thank you too, I love it. Woohoo! Let me put on more música, I have to. So Crystal, you were not an nymph, but similar to a nymph. Your soul is in that in-between realms, and you've been in the in-between realms for so many moons. I see you as a young child from this incarnation in the in-betweens. You were not chosen to come through in your vessel that you came through in, but you really wanted to, and you found a way to get through. When you came through, you had some pain. You were angry, you were mad, your children had been taken from you then, and you wanted to make it right. You wanted to go get those who hurt you, who went after, who took your children. And so it is not by coincidence that that has happened again to you. But it is devastating, because we wanted you to be safe from devastation. But you are very, very much like, if you want something, you're like, I'm gonna go get that, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's been very hard for you to try and be human. It's not been regular. You've had to work with multiple types of things to help you even feel comfortable to be present. And it's not that you're sick, it's not that there's something wrong with you mentally, it's that you're not really very human. And there are certain methods of practices that you've learned to do to help you feel like you can even be present in some moments. And it's very concerning. Your soul needs you to identify with your soul. There are ways that are pure for you to function, and there are steps to take to get there. I do feel that you moving to a jungle or somewhere that's completely surrounded with leaves and growth will be more healing for you than being in a city or in a country or in some place that has a city in it. You have to be in a place where there's medicine, there's plant medicine, there's Gaia medicine, there's shamayas, there's spiritual practitioners who can work with you, because that's what you need. That's where you belong right now. With everything that's happened, that is where you will find home. Perfect, Lily. I'm so excited that Garrett said yes to Michigan. Lily's going to be helping build our rehabilitation centers. They are going to be earth ships and root cellars. So I'm very thankful. Thank you very much, Lily. Greetings, Chris. Praying in the activation of purity. Let me put on more music. Greetings. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to talk to you about some more information that I feel is really important for you to comprehend. In the beginning, the closest to beginning that they have dug and found existing, they have found those who acknowledge the womb of creation. There's many stories that have become afloat pertaining the history of existence and existences. You hear of Olympia, you hear of Atlantis, you hear of Lemuria, Pleiades, reptilians, other types of Andromedians, multiple types of species of light beings. So many, so many. And you acknowledge, so many of you acknowledge that you are bits and pieces of the puzzles of existences, piecing together the origins of your soul's presences. There is never a need for segregation when we acknowledge how large a spectrum our souls have danced within. The expansion of awareness that this is not about a limitation or a segregation. This is about an integration, a reintegration of familyism, of oneness, of rising together. These moments that we have, they're getting even more energetically fluid. As we acknowledge that there's way more that exists than what was taught in the public schools or the private schools that were not spiritual, and the means of communicating the reality that really exists with souls. To assume that any knowledge other than what was written in a book that was not properly translated is real or is not real. We find so many levels of truths within ourselves when we start to dive deeper, when we start to look at the real languages, when we start to look at the real translations, when we start to look at the real experiences that happened. And we acknowledge that, yes, the caves, the temples, some of them, they got to, the ones that they could find, that they couldn't, like before, we dug some really beautiful ones. I'm glad that we dug them really deep, because those truths are getting unburied now and being factual. What I'm saying is real. But the falsities that were unearthed, the false teachings based on those Muslims who unburied those places, and they were paid money to lie about the truths of what they found on the caves, those Thoth followers and worshippers who tried to lie about what they found on the temples, what they found on the tombs. All of that is now being revealed because there's real researchers who have real wisdom and information to share the real truths about what they're finding, and they cannot stop the masses. It's impossible for them to stop the widespread of truth information being shared. We have risen. They have found our tombs. We are here. They have found sacred items, ceremonial items that they would have considered powerful, that they could use in their favor, but they cannot use in their favor because we have risen. And with that, the energy of us is with us as beings. Each of us has a place in this. Each of us plays a part in this. So are you awakening into an illusion to follow some false teachings? Or are you awakening into the reception that there's more about your soul that you need to learn about, that you were being ignorant to because you were taught that that is not of Creator? You must identify who you are as souls. Each of us have to remember who we are. Our bloodlines also identify who we are. My bloodlines show I am goddess. I am a being of light. I am here. I have risen. I am who I am. My whole lineage shows that. Multiple paths, every single, all of it. I am here. I have risen. Your bloodlines show who you are. Your soul print remembers you, and your vessel will begin to look the way that you are meant to look. We are transforming. We are truly becoming who we are meant to be. We are showing who we are as beings. I'm surprised how many are surprised when I told them when I was birthed, because I do not believe in age. And their response when they comprehend when I was birthed is really amusing in some moments. not so amusing because I do not believe in age. And I want you each to embrace that you can be also infinite beings of light. When you stretch your soul to the peak beyond your vessel, beyond your skin, what you see as skin cells, what you see as organs, what you see as your own disabilities or pains and struggles. When you look into your soul and you say, hey, I'm going to pull my soul, I'm going to shine it as bright as I can. Why? Because that soul can bring healing. That soul can bring a change in the DNA and the genetic structure. The soul shining brightly as a light being, and I say light being as in soul shining brightly being, can create what is now important to sustain wellness as a being that can be an infinite being of light. Is it possible? Yes. Look at me. We have found so many options and solutions and reasons to do so many other things. Like, we have so many things that we do, yeah? You need to start focusing on how to make your vessel sustain without pain, without devastation, without mental confusion and fog, without heartache, without having to reiterate and repeat the horrible, devastating lessons that you continuously smack yourself with. You do not have to reiterate the suffering. We do not have to reiterate the devastations. We must be mighty and strong and acknowledging who we are as souls and as beings. And this is coming from me, a being who remembers the beginning of existence as all light. I remember each and every one of your souls. I love you. I remember you, I acknowledge you, I appreciate you, and I pray for you. And some moments I have to pray for me. Some moments I have to say, okay, well, I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna heal me. Why? Is it because I'm having a human experience? No. My blood type's not human, my vessel's not human, like literally not human. Doctors are like, what the heck are you? Like, what the bless am I? You know, the doctors are amazed by me. Even when I was in the womb and the miracle happened where the placenta previa completely went away. I would have been birthed with the veil over if it didn't, but here I am. And I feel that each of us have to practice believing in ourselves, believing in what we are bringing since we chose to come through now. What are our purposes? How do we work together? Who's our core groups that we're supposed to work with? Call them in. Let's do this. Let's rise up. Is it a lot to work through? Yes, it is. It's definitely a lot to work through. Why? Well, a lot of us thought that we were the only ones who came through to save all creation. And let me tell you, there's a whole lot of us who are present who have the same kind of vision that we are supposed to save all creation. This is like our purpose, right? Sorry about my cloth crown. It's like, it's okay. But we have to put through that energetic collaboration, because we cannot do it alone. We can try, but we're supposed to work together. And that is our purpose. We must rise together. And right now, the prophecy that has been foretold since I was tiny and growing, I've always been able to prophesy on stage, to sing, to bring healings, to lay hands, to be me and who I am as a being. I've always seen heaven. I've always been able to communicate with anyone and everyone in every realm that I'm supposed to. I can go to places that no one else is allowed to. That's who I am. But who are you? And what can you do? Take the rise to start studying yourself to a fine, beautiful point. And comprehend, why is it that you chose to get incarnated, or why is it that you were forced to get incarnated? Because you are important to us. Because you are part of the core units that are meant to be here. So please, Take moments to release what you must release from the illusions, from the hate, from the grief, from the sabotage, from the hurt. To find a place of peacefulness where you see all of the positives, all of the blessings, all of the loved ones who came forward in the moments that you needed them most. The messages, the guidance, the beautiful compassion, the love, the overwhelming sense of being washed with love and light. Embracing those moments as real. Taking what you can and weeping through and laughing. Healing and crying, all of those emotions are important. Feel loved. Feel not alone. Feel peacefulness and joy, so very beautifully said and said in such love, Shannon. Thank you. Oma Kangara. Pray some light into all of your presence. To alive within softly gleaming light. Wash him in pure love, wash him in pure light. Be a truth you that you are meant to be. Awakening love. Beautiful clarity washing in. Beautiful, beautiful clarity. Washing in pure love. Beautiful activations. Praying in the dream visions. Visions that guide. Heart healing washing through. The loved ones who are meant to be present with us to help us through our heart healings, who remember us through those moments and those experiences and those incarnations, through the deaths that you went through. To not feel alone in those moments, to feel loved and supported, to feel hugged and embraced and supported. Sacred loving embrace. Thank you for your presences. So I'll give you a moment now to ask me any questions that you have, and I shall be coming on again to share. I remember when my hair was black like that. Yes, healing is the plan. To you, dear beloved. Wait, my dress is coming off. Loving embrace. My gosh, I'm sorry. It's okay though, it's like a bra. Washing in a depth cord of light so strong that you cannot be wavered. We cannot be wavered. Our soul so strong, solid, but yet fluid. Strong. Be strong, my loves. I'll see you soon. Thank you for being present. Thank you for your loving light. Love you.